Today we're going to read The Upside Down Boy, El Niño de Cabeza, story by Juan Filipe Herrera, illustrations by Elizabeth Gomez. When I was little, my family spent years working in the fields as campesinos. One day, my mama said to my papi, "Let's settle down. It's time that Juanito goes to school." That year, we were living in the mountains by Lake Wolfer, a glassy world full of sky colors. Papi's old army truck brought us down the steep mountain roads, all the way to Mrs. Andesola's pink house on Juniper Street. I was 8 years old and about to live in the city for the first time. Juan Filipe Herrera. Mama, who loves words, sings out the name of the street sign. Juniper, Juniper, Juniper. Papi parks our old army truck on Juniper Street in front of Mrs. Andesola's tiny pink house. "We found it at last," Papi shouts. "Juniper." "Time to start school," Mama tells me with music in her voice. "My Juniper Street," I yell to the chickens in the yard. Did you notice that everyone in the family keeps repeating the street name over and over? Why do you think they did that? Do you think it's because it was something important? Maybe something they really wanted to remember? What do you think? "Don't worry, Chico," Papi says as he walks me to school. "Everything changes. A new place has new leaves on the trees and blows fresh air into your body." I pinch my ear. Am I really here? Maybe the street lamp is really a golden cornstalk with a dusty gray coat. People speed by alone in their fancy melting cars. In the valleys, campesinos sang, "Buenos dias, Juanito." I make a clown face, half funny, half scared. "I don't speak English," I say to Papi. "Will my tongue turn into a rock?" How can you tell how Juanito is feeling about going to school? Do you think he feels nervous? The text tells us, "I can't believe I'm here," but he seems to say it in an excited way. Have you ever felt nervous and excited at the same time? Also, what do you think Juanito means when he says, "Will my tongue turn into a rock"? Do you think he's worried that he won't be able to communicate with his teacher or with his peers? How would you feel if you were Juanito and you didn't speak the same language as your peers? I slow step into school. My burrito de papa, my potato burrito in a bag. Empty playground, fences locked, one cloud up high. No one. In the halls, open a door with a blue number 27. ¿Dónde estoy? Where am I? My question in Spanish fades as the thick door slams behind me. Mrs. Sampson, the teacher, shows me my desk. Kids laugh when I poke my nose into my lunch bag. The hard, round clock above my head clicks and aims its strange arrows at me. On the chalkboard, I see a row of alphabet letters and addition numbers. If I learn them, will they grow like seeds? If I learn the English words, will my voice reach the ceiling, weave through it like grapevines? We are finger painting. I make wild suns with my open hands, crazy tomato cars and cucumber sombreros. I write my name with 7 chilies. "What is that?" Mrs. Sampson asks. "My tongue is a rock." The school bell rings and shakes me. I run and grab my lunch bag and sit on the green steel bench. In a few fast minutes, I finish my potato burrito. But everyone plays, and I am alone. "It's only recess," my classmate Amanda says in Spanish. In Spanish, I pronounce recess slowly. Sounds like recess, like the word for cattle. "Huh?" I say. "What is recess?" I ask Amanda. The high bell roars again. This time, everyone eats their sandwiches while I play in the breezy baseball diamond by myself. "Is this recess?" I ask again. When I jump up, everyone sits. When I sit, all the kids swing through the air. My feet float through the clouds. When all I want to do is touch the earth. Am I the upside down boy? Juanito calls himself the upside down boy. Why? How is he upside down? The text tells us, when I jump, everyone sits. When I sit, all the kids are flying through the air. Do you think that maybe he doesn't understand what he's supposed to do and when he's supposed to do it? Have you ever felt confused? It's a tricky way to feel. Papi comes home to Mrs. Andasola's pink house. I show him my finger painting. What a spicy sun, he sings out. It reminds me of hot summer days in the San Joaquin Valley. He says, brushing his dark hair with his hands. Look, Mama, see my painting? Those are flying tomatoes, ready for salsa, Mama sings. She shows my painting to Mrs. Andasola, who shows it to Gambino, her canary. Gambino, Gambino, see? Mrs. Andasola yells. What do you think? Gambino nods his head back and forth. Pio, pio, pee. Describe the way that Juanito's parents react to his painting. You see the way they are excited for him? And they totally understand what he was trying to say with his painting. How is it different from the way his teacher reacts? She kind of acts confused, like she doesn't understand, right? Do you think that's just a difference in culture? Why do you suppose the teacher doesn't understand? Mrs. Sampson invites me to the front of the class. Sing, Juanito. Sing a song we have been practicing. I pop up shaking. I am alone facing the class. Ready to sing? Mrs. Sampson asked me. I am frozen. Then a deep breath fills me. 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice, I sing. My eyes open as big as the ceiling, and my hands spread out as if I'm catching raindrops from the sky. You have a beautiful voice, Juanito, Mrs. Sampson says. What is beautiful? I ask Amanda after school. At home, I help Mama and Mrs. Andasola make buñuelos, sweet, fried cinnamon tortilla chips. Picho, come here, I sing out, calling my dog as I stretch a dough ball. Listen to me, I sing to Picho with his ears curled up into fuzzy triangles. My voice is beautiful. What is he singing? Mrs. Andasola asked my mom as she gently lays a buñuelo into the frying pan. My teacher says my voice is beautiful. I sing, dancing with a tiny dough ball stuck to my nose. See, Mama laughs. Let's see if your buñuelos come out as beautiful too. I only made it to the 3rd grade, Juanito, Mama tells me as I get ready for bed. When we lived in El Paso, Texas, my mother needed help at home. We were very poor, and she was tired from cleaning people's houses. That year, your mama won a spelling medal, Papi says as he shaves in the bathroom. Your Papi learned English without a school, Mama says. When he worked the railroads, he would pay his buddies a penny for each word that they taught him. Papi says softly, each word, each language has its own magic. After a week of reading a new poem aloud to us every day, Mrs. Sampson says, write a poem, as she plays symphony music on her old red phonograph. I think of Mama, squeeze my pencil, pour letters from the shiny tip like a skinny river. The waves tumble onto the page, L's curl at the bottom, F's tip their hats from their heads. M's are sea waves, they crash over my table. Juanito's poem. Papi Filipe with a mustache of words, Mama, Luca, with strawberries in her hair. I see magic salsa in my house everywhere. What do you notice about Juanito's poem? Who is in his poem? Well, he writes about his dad, his papi, and his mama. And he says kind things about them. So how does this show you what is important to him? It shows us that his family must be pretty important to him, right? He could have chosen to write about anything, and that's what he chose. I got an A on my poem, I yell to everyone in the front yard where Mama gives Papi a haircut. I show Gambino my paper as I fly through the kitchen into the backyard. Listen, I sing to the baby chicks with my hands as if I'm a famous music conductor. I sprinkle corn kernels and sing my poem. Each fuzzy chick gets a name. Beethoven, you're the one with the bushy head. Mozart, you jumpy black-spotted hen. Johann Sebastian, tiny red rooster, dance, dance. In the morning, as we walk to school, Papi turns and says, You have a nice voice, Juanito. I never heard you sing until yesterday, when you fed the chickens. At first, when we moved here, you looked sad, and I didn't know what to do. I felt funny upside down, I say to him. The city streets aren't soft with flowers. Buildings don't have faces. You know, Papi. In the campo, I know all names, even those bugs, with the little wild eyes and shiny noses. Here, he says, here's my harmonica. It has many voices, many beautiful songs, just like you. Sing them. Juanito and his father have an important discussion on this page. What are they talking about? You hear Juanito tell his dad how he was feeling. That maybe he was feeling a little upside down or confused. How does Dad make him feel better about that? He gives him his harmonica so that maybe he can use the music to feel more comfortable. What makes this important? Do you think maybe it makes Juanito feel better to have someone that understands how he's feeling? On open house day, Mama and Papi sit in the front row. Mrs. Andasola admires our drawings on the walls, Gambino on her shoulder. Our paintings look like flowery fields back in the valley, I tell Amanda. I have a surprise, I whisper to Mama. I am El Maestro Juanito, the choir conductor. Mrs. Sampson smiles wearing a chili sombrero and puts on the music. I blow a C with my harmonica. La, la, la. Who is ready to sing your poems? I ask my choir. Uno, dos, and tres. The author wrote this memoir in both English and Spanish, if you look at the pages. Why do you think that he did that? Do you think it's because when he went to school, the books were all in English and he wasn't able to read this? So look at this book. Imagine if there were students who were reading this that spoke Spanish. How nice it would be for them to be able to read it as well. How do Juanito's feelings about school change during the story? Do you think he still feels confused? Or what does the text help us see? We know that his feelings have changed because at the end, he's feeling excited and happy, and he's actually being a leader. So he went from not understanding the other students to now getting to lead the choir. What do you think are some of the things that contributed to that change? Do you think making friends might have helped? Or his teacher being understanding? Or maybe his parents, because they found a way to make him feel more comfortable. As they walk into the school for the very first time, Juanito's dad told him, "Everything changes. A new place has new leaves on the tree and blows fresh air into your body." What do you think that he was trying to tell Juanito? Do you think he was explaining that everything changes, but that maybe change can be a good thing? How do you feel about change?